What is happening, everybody? Welcome back to Chomp Chomp Chewy, where we focus on dude and dad food. Today, we are making an awesome roasted corn salsa. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is obviously roast our corn. And you can do this outside on the grill, or you can do what we do here and use a grill pan. And often what I do here when we're making any kind of salsa or, well, basically anything, is to get all of our mise en place in order so that it's right ready to rock and we're ready to cook, or in this place, more like assembly. So basically I just diced up my tomatoes and then hit them with a little bit of salt because I want some of that liquid to start coming out of it. And of course, initiate the flavor with the salt. All right, in the bowl. From here, I'm going to move into my jalapenos, and I simply like to top them and keep it really simple. Now, what you kind of have to understand is that you need to taste your jalapenos to know the heat level, because sometimes you can leave a few of the seeds in, a few of the ribs. Other times, which I find to be more common, is that all that needs to come out before you slice it up because it's going to be exceptionally hot. Now, a word of warning, you can use gloves to get the seeds and the ribs out of it, or a teaspoon works really well. If you use your thumbs, please don't touch your eyes or, well, anything else that is sensitive for a few days. Okay, maybe 10 minutes. From there, we're going to grab a handful of cilantro, and this really brings a nice flavor to it. It brightens everything up just a bit, and I love cilantro. I know some people are on the bubble with it, but for me, it really makes Mexican food special. Now everyone in the pool. Well, almost everyone. I had a second thought here with the jalapeno because after I let it sit for a minute, it got warmer and warmer. So I reserved a little bit of that. And then of course from here, we're moving on to red onion. There's a lot of debate, white onion, red onion. For me, I like the flavor. There's a little more intensity to a red onion, and that's pretty much what I came up with in San Diego and all the time that we spent there, we spent in Baja. Yes, white onion is used quite a bit, but either way, my preference is red. Use what you want. Go with what you like, right? Recipes are suggestions basically, and not hard and fast rules. Give that a nice little dice so you don't get a massive chunk and a big mouthful every time you take a bite, and then chuck it in. All right, and then from here, all I'm doing is slicing a couple of lime, and all that juice goes right in. A few things lift a dish, like adding acid. Anyway, back to the corn. Give it a flip, give it a rotation, make sure it is roasting evenly, and then once it's done, and that is the longest part of the process, then we just go ahead and slice it down. You don't want to go too deep on this because it will have a tendency to get a little more bitter and a little less sweet the further into the cob you get, but just take it down. This is so simple and so delicious. And again, don't overcook the corn. I didn't boil it or do anything to it or cook it otherwise before putting it right on the grill because I wanted to retain some of that crunch and all of the sweet. As you can see there, I decided to go ahead and put the rest of that jalapeno in. Why? Well, because I like it hot. And if you have any big sheets like we did when we took the corn off the cob itself, just go ahead and dice that up a little bit because you don't need a full sheet of corn. You want every bite to have a little bit of everything, and that's what makes this so special. And then of course, right into the bowl. Now, word of warning, obviously the kernels go everywhere. including, well, in your salt bowl. So just be advised. And then, of course, you got to pick that out. And it's just easy to do because, well, you're going to be seasoning it anyway as you go along, as you taste. And don't forget, taste, taste, taste. Give all that a stir and really enjoy this dish. I mean, I'm telling you, it is so light and refreshing. The sweetness of the corn, the zest of that lime, that acid, that kick. Man, this turned out fantastic. All right, well, thanks so much for hanging out with me, and try this one at home. It's going to brighten up any dish, any table, and it is delicious. Check us out every week where we do dude food, food for dudes and dads.